Passover begins tonight at sundown. The highlight of the Jewish holiday is the Seder, a festive meal that retells the story of the Jewish people's exodus from slavery in Egypt. Traditional foods like matzah and bitter herbs are referenced and eaten during the meal. This year, a group in our area is suggesting a new tradition, adding olives and coffee to the Seder feast. Let's talk about that with Archie Gottesman. She's the co-founder of an organization called JewBelong. It's a web-based platform that focuses on making Judaism more relevant and welcoming to all. And you also, Archie, raise awareness about the growth of anti-Semitism in the United States. Let's talk about Seder first. How are you doing? Are you all ready?
We are ready. We're so excited. As you mentioned, we have the new Haggadah out with two very relevant foods that we brought, because we believe that doing a reading is nice, but doing a reading and actually having a ritual it makes it more memorable, which is how we brought the coffee. Oh. And yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and the coffee is basically, we want people to wake up to the 12 plagues of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is growing like crazy in our country, and not everybody realizes it, Jews and non-Jews. So with each plague, people take a sip of either black coffee, is how we're telling them, or some people are going to do espresso martinis and take a sip of that when they read the plagues.
So Passover and its origins and what families go through, because this is 8 days. The Seders, though, are on the first couple of days. Is that how it is?
Yep. First 2 days are the Seders.
And is this the most popular, or I don't mean to say popular might not be the right word, the most recognized as far as Jewish Americans taking part in Seders? 70% study found. Is that true? What is it about? What is it about Passover?
You're right. It is popular. And the reason it's popular is that, people are kind of captains of their own ship when it comes to Passover. Like, you're not going to a synagogue. You're not sort of handing over your spiritual experience to someone else. You're literally doing it at home. And it can be it can be just incredibly relatable, because it tells the story, as you mentioned, of slavery. They're all human values. So it's like slavery and freedom and what kind of people do we want to be and all of that. So the Seder actually really, and it's also, we're supposed to invite people of many faiths. Yes. And that's the thing. So it's a very easy holiday to have. We do call it the most complicated dinner party here at JewBelong, because there are a lot of foods to have. But once you get over that part, it's actually, it's great and can be just both fun and spiritual at the same time.
Foods to have, questions to ask, things to be answered, wine to drink, and also, of course, what's going on in the world comes up. Talk about Ukraine, what's going on, the war there, and the Passover story. I know you're concerned about that. How does that tie in to a Passover Seder here in America?
So we're asking people this year to have, JewBelong has a Haggadah online that's for free, so people can just go onto our site and download it. And there is a beautiful reading that we wrote ourselves. Sometimes we curate, but this one we wrote, which is really about how, sure, it would be nice to think that Jewish people and others in Ukraine are sitting down for a Seder, but they're not. They're running, they're scared, they're hiding, they're displaced. And to have a beautiful experience and then not keep them in our heart, it just didn't seem right. So we asked people to have olives at the Seder, and we have olives because of the olive branch and the dove and that story. And again, the idea of, let's do something. Let's not just talk about it. Let's just have something at the Seder to remind us, the world is really broken, and it's important to just to remember that all the time.
It's not lost on me, the name of your organization, JewBelong. How did you come up with that?
JewBelong, because so many people who are Jewish and don't feel like they belong. It can be a very complicated religion. It can be a little bit intimidating. Lots of times people say, oh, I'm a really bad Jew, and they get Jew-barrassed. That's a word we thought of at JewBelong, which means like, oh, you're a better Jew than I am. And that's silly. That's nonsense. And so we want people to feel like they belong. And also, so many people in the Jewish religion are partnered with people who are not Jewish. And so often people who are not Jewish are the ones who are setting the Seder table and living, you know, in a Jewish home or in a partial Jewish home. So we want to make sure everyone feels like they belong, no matter where they are on their Jewish journey, they belong. So that's how we got the name JewBelong.
And I've been to Seders. It's quite an experience and a lot of reverence there. And I know it's important, one thing you just said earlier about inviting people from other faiths. So there's just so much welcoming to what you're talking about and healing for all of us. And we thank you so much, Archie. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Happy Passover.
Happy Dare I say, is it Happy Pesach? Did I do it right?
Yeah, it is. Either one, JewBelong, either one will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy your holidays. We have more information about Passover traditions and this organization, JewBelong. Go to cbsnewyork.com and have a happy Passover.